Hello there and welcome to a brand new lesson. This is How Beyond Numbers where we learn maths the easy way. In this lesson, we are looking at question 2A of the BECE 2026 and it is on translation vector. On the left hand side, we have solutions to the trial exercises I gave on question 1C. You can compare them to your solutions and then make your necessary corrections. Without much I say, let's quickly look into it. So question number 2A says, the image of P has coordinates 2, 5. When translated by the vector R is negative 3, 8. We have to find this translation vector, which is R. And secondly, we should find the image Q prime of Q, which has coordinates negative 4, negative 6, when it is also translated by the same vector. Let's quickly look at the key concepts before we attempt the question. When we talk of translation, it simply moves a point by a vector. You see, so let's take this vector. Let's take this point which has coordinates 5, 5. You see, now if we are saying it is undergoing a translation, then we simply mean it is going to move. Okay, so if it moves this way, it has been translated. If it moves this way, it has been translated. Any movement it makes, it has undergone a translation. You see, now how it moves, is determined by what we call the translation vector. So for translation vectors, we have the x component and the y component. The x component represents its horizontal shift, and then the y component represents its vertical shift. The horizontal shift can be left or right, and the vertical shift can also be up or down. So if this is my point and I want to translate it by the vector 5, 10, then it simply means on my x-axis I have to move to the right 5 times, and then on my y-axis I have to move up 10 times. So this is going to be my 5. You know, my scale here is 2 centimeters to 5. So there's my 5 on the horizontal, and then 5, 10. 10 on the what? Vertical. It has undergone a translation. We don't always have the luxury of using the graph sheet, hence we need a formula. So we say if you have a point as we have here, and you know the translation vector, then if this is the object or the point, then we call this its image, and then it's denoted with a prime. This is its image, you see. And how do we get the image? So if this point is simply a 5, 5, then its image here is going to be the 5, 5, but then we are going to add the translation vector. So I said the translation vector was a 5, 10. So we have 5 and then 10. And that simply gives us a 10. Then 5 plus 10, we have a 15. And that is exactly the coordinate of this point here, which is 10, 15. You see, with the application of change of subject, you can also find a vector if you have been given the point and its image. This is what we want to apply in the question we want to solve. So let's quickly look at the question. So back to the question, we are writing down our parameters. We know P, our point P, was given as what? 2, 5. And then after the translation, it gives us this. That is P prime to be what? Negative 3, 8. Now we said that we need to add our translation vector, which in this case is R, in order to be able to get our P prime. You see, so if in this case we know our P prime, then we want to make the translation vector the subject. So we would keep this here, which is our R is equal to the P prime, that is the image, minus the point itself. Now let's do our substitution. So the translation vector R we are looking for is our P prime, and P prime is negative 3, 8. So negative 3, 8, then minus the P, which is 2, 5. So 2, 5. Let's do our needed simplification. So we have negative 3 minus 2, then 8 minus 5. Negative 3 minus 2 gives us a negative 5. Then 8 minus 5 gives us a negative 3. So this here is simply the translation vector we are looking for. Translation vector. This is it. It simply means the point P moved by this translation vector, and then it obtained this point over here. So simplifying, we have our negative 3 minus 2, which gives us a negative 5, and then 8 minus 3. 8 minus 5, which gives us a 3. So this simply means the translation vector R is what? The negative 5, 3. And what it implies is the point P was moved 5 times to the left and then 3 times up to get this point. Let's look at what this actually means on our Cartesian plane. So on our Cartesian plane, I've put the point P here, which is 2, 5. So we have 1, 2, 2, and then it goes up 5. And then its image is negative 3, 8. So this is negative 3 and it goes up 8. Now, by how many points has it moved to the left? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then by how many points has it moved upwards? 1, 2, 3. You see, and that is what we got over here. 5 points to the left, 3 points upwards. Now, the second part of the question says we should find the image of K, and K is negative 4, negative 6. We want it to also be translated by this same translation vector. Let's quickly try doing it here on the graph, and then we can solve so we see how we can confirm our answer with both. So this is our point negative 4, negative 6, and we want it to move by this. So it is moving to the left 5 times. So moving to the left 5 times, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will land over here. Then it should move up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So that point is going to be what? Per the scale we have here, it is negative 9 and then negative 3. You see, this is where we are speculating it is going to be. But let's solve and see if that confirms. So for II, by now you should be conversant with the formula. We said prime is equal to what? The object, that is the point itself, plus our translation vector. So we have the image being equal to K, which is negative 4, negative 6, then plus our translation vector, which is a negative 5, 3. So we now simplify. We have a negative 4 minus 5, that is negative 4 minus 5. Then a negative 6 plus 3. And if you have to simplify this, we have negative 4 minus 5, which gives us a negative 9. Then negative 6 plus 3 gives us a negative 3. That is going to be the image K prime. And looking at our Cartesian plane, you would realize that it confirms exactly what we solved for. Negative 9, negative 3. So this is simply how we solve for translation vectors. I do hope it was comprehensive enough. As usual, I'll leave you with some exercises so you try on your own just to test your understanding. Maths is about you solving questions and then being familiar with the formula. So here are 5 questions based on what we've done. You can pause and then attempt them before moving on to the next question. As usual, the answers will be reviewed at the start of the next lesson. Just have your numbers where you learn maths the easy way. If there's any issue of concern, you can always let me know at the comment section, and when I'm notified, I'll address that for you. If this is your first time on this channel as well and you think it will be of help to you, you can always choose to subscribe if you so the way, so that anytime I release a video, you'll be notified as well. See you in our next lesson, and bye for now. Do stay safe.